And good evening. You know, it's funny, the rain came down so hard you couldn't even go indoors to escape it. We're told by some folks that inside this Kohl's here in Hamden, in the back of the store, water was coming in because it was raining so hard. If you take a tour of the greater New Haven area during the height of the storm, well, it was easy to find many problems. It wasn't just raining, it was pouring, and it caused problems in the greater New Haven area. Some of the areas of concern not far from our station. We begin on State Street, right at the Knights of Columbus Museum. You can clearly see a man standing on top of his sedan on his cell phone while his companion in the car stands up through the sunroof. And yet, even with this car in distress, we capture folks driving through water where the road cannot be seen. A stone's throw away at the Enterprise Rent-A-Car lot, water rises halfway up the wheels. Next door at several storefronts, rainwater is up to the doors. We now move to Hamden, the Newhall section of town by the old middle school. Streets were flooded, drains clogged, and the fire department was called out to fix the situation. Residents reported smelling a strong odor of gasoline. One man had to actually bail out water from his car using only his hands. Much like New Haven, several roads resembled ponds rather than intersections, and we found example after example of drivers who tried to make it through the flash flooding only to have their cars stall. And in fact, this parking lot, we were told, even had some cars that were having some difficulty. The water was rising very quickly, but as you can see, pretty dry now, and dry in many other spots. Again, that's why they call it flash flooding. And we are live in Hamden. I'm Jamie Muro, News 8.
Jamie, thank you. Glastonbury, one of the areas really taken a hard hit by this storm.
Trees are down in town. News 8's Aaron Logan is live in East Glastonbury with more on the damage. Aaron?
Well, Ann and Keith, there were actually some reports that came into us that there was a tornado in Glastonbury. That is not the case. Officials tell me there were simply heavy rains, winds, power lines down, trees down. Joining me live is the Director of Emergency Management, Bobby DeBella. Bobby, yes. Typical summer here in New England.
Typical summer, right, exactly.
Right, what are we dealing with?
We have had an episode of very heavy winds and rain in the eastern part of Glastonbury. Specifically in the area of Route 2, Manchester Road, and New London Turnpike.
Okay. And this street here, Wasik Road, is blocked off.
It's blocked off at this time because of tree and limb damage, wires across the road and such.
But nobody at all was hurt?
There's no one has been hurt that I'm aware of.
Okay, so again, just nothing to be alarmed about.
No, it's just a traffic inconvenience. It's power is out in a given area of town, not the whole town, just an isolated area of town.
All right, thank you so much,
Thank
Bobby.
You. Yes, ma'am.
And again, Keith and Ann, you heard them. Nothing dramatic, nothing major, just again a typical summer in New England. For now, we are live in Glastonbury. Aaron Logan, News 8.
With the summertime storms, of course, come power outages.
Power always an issue on days like today. We have Mitch Gross of CLMP live on the phone right now. Mr. Gross, are you with us?
Keith, good evening.
Okay, let's start out with this. How many outages do we have right now, and where in the state is the biggest problem?
Well, we have about 17,000 total right now as the storm continues to leave, and they are primarily eastern half of the state, Tolland County, Middlesex County. That's primarily the areas right now.
All right, Mr. Gross, there are 17,000 outages. How soon for the folks will they be back on? Do you have any idea?
And you're getting ahead of me here, getting ahead of us.
That's my
right
job,
now.
kind of.
We're in the midst of assessing things, and then we'll have a better idea, of course, when to expect power. But as you noted, and Mr. DeBella noted in Glastonbury, it's typical thunderstorm activity. You know, very high winds, heavy rains, and wires down, some flooding in some areas, trees down. We're on the job as long as it takes. We'll be out there.
Okay. So it's not a lot of trees down. We have trees down in some areas, but you think that this will go pretty swimmingly?
That's our goal. You know, it is Friday night, and we you know, our customers have, you know, they know what to expect from us, and you know, we've been working hard for months and months and months to improve the way we respond to storms, and it's all hands on deck here, and we're hard at work.
And we appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you both.
Mitch Gross, we appreciate it. All right, of course, when wild weather like we've had today strikes, shoot it, and make sure to email it to us. It's reported at WTNH.com.